This is breaking news.
We continue covering protests tonight in downtown Memphis, where apparently 2 or 3 groups joined together to try and have a peaceful demonstration. FOX13's Kirstin Garriss is live with the protesters, and it looks like you're also standing with a couple of the leaders of that.
Yeah, that's right. We have been following this group every day for the past 6 days, and some of the people behind this movement is Devante Hill and other young men organizers. So Devante, I want to come to you. I know this young man has just joined you today. Just talk to me about what it's been like to see all these people come together. I know you talked about we have black people, white people, young people. You talked about the kids in the audience. What was it like to see so many people, such a diverse crowd tonight?
You know, it just created a resounding echo that Memphis is going to be the place of change, the catalyst of change for the entire world. These people back here, they are here for change, not just change with racism, but to break the barriers of systemic injustice, to break the barriers of inequality. We got people like these young men, millennials who are out here, educated millennials who are out here, who are articulate, and they're expressing that black lives do matter.
And I know you talked earlier today about that analogy of the fist. You know, 5 fingers together are separated, but 1 fist is together. What is next? Where do we go from here as we move into the next, almost a whole week since George Floyd lost his life?
Right, and I want you all to know that we started off as about 75 folks. We added another group to 50 folks, and that was symbolizing that the fist. Together in numbers, we cannot be separated. We are going to move forward in some way. Devante has a plan about moving forward.
And talk to me about that. Yeah, where do we go from here? Because this is 6 days of protest, 6 days of being out here for hours at a time, walking miles at a time. Yes, where do we go? Because you've talked about not letting this movement just stay here.
Right.
Where do we go from here?
At the beginning of our meeting today, I talked about making sure that we are coming and mobilizing not just to march and to protest, but to vote. We talked about people who live in 38016 also voting for people who live in 38127. We talked about how schools in Collierville shouldn't be better than schools in Frazier. We talked about how we can close that educational gap between Shelby County and Shelby County schools that used to be Memphis City schools. We talked about addressing systemic injustices on all levels, economical, judicial, and even as it relates to policies and procedures that MPD practice. And so tonight, everybody's out here for one accord, and we're going to say,
listen in. There you see Merle and Daryl. Just the movement, the people behind the movement has been very diverse. We're talking about people of color, black women, white women, everyone has been out here. So you can see they don't want this to end today. And actually, we're going to move to the sidewalk in a second. But we talked about how earlier today at this rally when they started, they had a voter registration table. So they are serious about making sure people are registered to vote. This August, there's a local election, and obviously in November is a presidential election. So we're going to send it back to you. We're going to keep walking with this group. And again, we're watching the clock for that 10 o'clock curfew. So we'll be back in probably 20 minutes with another update. Merle and Daryl, back to you.